Gunsmoke, 1955 to 1975, remains one of the most iconic and longest-running TV series in American history, capturing the hearts of audiences for 2 incredible decades. Set in the rugged Old West, the show introduced us to unforgettable characters and thrilling adventures. But have you ever wondered what happened to the legendary cast after all these years? In 2025, we take a fascinating look at the lives of these stars, then and now. From their time as Western heroes to where they are today, this journey is filled with surprises, transformations, and inspiring stories. Don't miss it! James Arness, towering at 6 feet 7 inches, became synonymous with justice and stoicism through his portrayal of Marshal Matt Dillon on Gunsmoke, from 1955 to 1975. Off-screen, Arness's life was marred by personal tragedies. His first marriage to Virginia Chapman in 1948 brought 3 children: Rolf, who later became a world surfing champion, Craig, whom Arness adopted, and daughter Jenny Lee. The couple divorced in 1963, with Arness gaining custody. Jenny's life ended in tragedy in 1975 due to a drug overdose, and Virginia died 2 years later under similar circumstances. Arness himself passed away on June 3, 2011, at 88, due to natural causes. Amanda Blake, who brought the warm-hearted and resilient Miss Kitty Russell to life on Gunsmoke, began her journey on the series at the tender age of 26. Miss Kitty, as the owner of Dodge City's Long Branch Saloon, was a figure of strength and compassion, often navigating the challenges of life on the frontier with a sharp wit and deep empathy. Blake's off-screen life, however, was marked by heartbreak and turmoil. Married 4 times, she struggled to find lasting happiness in her personal relationships, with each marriage ending in divorce. She had no children, a source of profound sadness for her, as she often expressed her love for family life. Tragically, Blake's later years were overshadowed by health issues. She became an advocate for animal welfare, dedicating herself to causes she held dear. She succumbed to complications from AIDS-related pneumonia in 1989, a shocking revelation that underscored her private battles. At the time of her passing, she was 60 years old and left behind a legacy of kindness and courage, though her personal fortune had dwindled due to medical expenses and legal disputes. Milburn Stone brought humanity and depth to the role of Doc Adams, Dodge City's wise and irascible physician, on Gunsmoke, for 20 years. Though his on-screen persona was a lifeline for many characters, Stone's personal life was more complex. He first married Ellen Morrison, with whom he had a daughter, Shirley Stone Gleason. Tragically, Ellen passed away in 1937, leaving Stone a widower at a young age. He later married Jane Garrison, but their union was turbulent, leading to a divorce and subsequent remarriage. Stone faced serious health issues, undergoing heart bypass surgery in 1971. Despite his resilience, he died from a heart attack on June 12, 1980, at 75. Although financially comfortable from his long-running career, Stone's life behind the camera reflected emotional and physical challenges. Today, his portrayal of Doc remains a hallmark of television history, even as his personal struggles are less remembered. Ken Curtis stepped into the role of Festus Hagen, the lovable and humorous deputy, at the age of 43. Festus, with his quirky demeanor and rustic charm, quickly became a fan favorite, embodying loyalty and humor in a harsh world. Curtis, a talented singer before his acting career, often infused Festus with a musicality that resonated with audiences. Off-screen, his life was a mix of triumphs and tribulations. Married twice, Curtis found some stability with his second wife, Tori Ahern Connolly, though their union remained childless. Despite his professional success, Curtis faced financial struggles in later years, investing in ventures that failed to materialize. He passed away at the age of 74 in 1991 from a heart attack, leaving behind fond memories of his enduring portrayal but also stories of a life marked by personal and financial challenges. Curtis's wealth at the time of his death was modest, with much of his savings spent on medical care and supporting family members. Dennis Weaver endeared himself to millions as Chester Good, Marshal Dillon's devoted deputy, known for his limping gait and unwavering loyalty. His time on Gunsmoke, 1955 to 1964, was a springboard to further success, including his starring role in McCloud. Unlike many of his co-stars, Weaver's personal life was relatively harmonious. He married Jerry Stoll in 1945, and their enduring relationship lasted over 6 decades until his death. Together, they had 3 sons, Rick, Robbie, and Rusty, who pursued creative careers in music and entertainment. Weaver, a passionate environmentalist, built an eco-friendly home in Colorado and used his platform to advocate for sustainability. While his career thrived, he faced challenges, including his youngest son's struggles with addiction. Despite these trials, Weaver remained a beloved figure until his death on February 24, 2006, at 81, from cancer complications. His contributions to television and environmental activism leave a lasting impact. Buck Taylor played Newly O'Brien, the resourceful gunsmith who later became a deputy in Dodge City. Joining Gunsmoke in 1967 at the age of 29, Taylor's portrayal captured a quiet strength and a steady hand in the often tumultuous environment of the series. Off-screen, however, his life has not been devoid of challenges. After the series ended, Taylor struggled to regain the same level of fame, transitioning into smaller roles in westerns and becoming a sought-after artist specializing in western-themed paintings. His personal life has seen both love and loss. Married twice, he had 4 children, with one tragically passing away in a car accident at the age of 23. Now 86 years old, Taylor lives on a modest ranch in Texas, surrounded by his art, but often reflecting on the fleeting nature of success. Despite his financial stability, he has expressed feelings of isolation, missing the camaraderie he once had on set. Glenn Strange brought warmth and dependability to his role as Sam Noonan, the bartender who knew everyone in Dodge City. Starting the role in 1961 at the age of 62, Strange became a comforting figure for both characters and viewers alike. However, his personal life was marked by struggles. A dedicated family man, Strange endured the heartache of losing his wife to illness just 3 years before his own passing. Additionally, he grappled with severe health issues, including lung cancer, which ultimately claimed his life on September 20, 1973, at the age of 74. Known for his generosity, he spent his later years helping young actors find their footing in Hollywood, even while battling financial difficulties. Strange's death left a void in the Gunsmoke family, and his legacy is fondly remembered by those who worked with him. Ted Jordan brought energy and charm to his role as Nathan Burke, Dodge City's freight agent. Starting in 1961 at the age of 37, Jordan became a fan favorite for his friendly demeanor and unassuming wisdom. Away from the screen, Jordan's life was marked by turbulence. Married 3 times, he often found it difficult to balance his career with his personal life, which led to multiple divorces and estranged relationships with his 2 children. Financial mismanagement after Gunsmoke led him into bankruptcy, forcing him to take on odd jobs to make ends meet. Despite these setbacks, Jordan continued acting in smaller productions until his passing on March 30, 2005, at the age of 80. His legacy is bittersweet, remembered for his vibrant performances and a life full of untold stories of perseverance. James Nusser brought life to Louis Feeders, Dodge City's beloved yet pitiable town drunk. Behind the camera, Nusser's own struggles mirrored the tumultuous life of his character. A lifelong bachelor, he battled alcoholism much like Louis, which often jeopardized his career. Despite his talent, Nusser's role on Gunsmoke became the pinnacle of his acting career, with no significant projects following the series' conclusion. He lived a solitary life, his family ties strained due to his personal demons. Nusser never married and had no children, citing his belief that his lifestyle was unsuitable for a family. Tragically, he passed away at the age of 74 in 1979, succumbing to complications from liver disease, leaving behind only memories of a man who lived and died as quietly as his on-screen counterpart. Roger Ewing, known to fans as Thad Greenwood, the optimistic and steadfast deputy, enjoyed a brief but impactful tenure on Gunsmoke. Joining the cast at just 23 years old, his youthful charm and earnest portrayal endeared him to audiences. However, Ewing's acting career was short-lived. He retired from Hollywood soon after leaving the show in 1967, choosing a quieter life away from the spotlight. Ewing married his college sweetheart in the late 1970s, but the couple divorced after 10 years, citing irreconcilable differences. They had 2 children, Emma and Daniel, who are now successful professionals, though their relationship with their father has reportedly been distant. Today, at 83 years old, Ewing lives a modest life in California, far removed from the glitz of Hollywood. His assets include a small property and a comfortable retirement fund, thanks to savvy investments and residuals from Gunsmoke. Despite his seclusion, Ewing occasionally reflects on his acting days with a sense of gratitude mixed with melancholy for the paths untaken. Burt Reynolds, known for his role as Quint in Gunsmoke in 1962, was a charismatic addition to the show, playing a blacksmith with a rugged charm and a strong moral compass. At just 26 years old, Burt's career seemed to be on the rise. However, his life off-screen was tumultuous. He experienced 2 highly publicized marriages, first to actress Judy Carn, which ended in a bitter divorce, and later to actress Lonnie Anderson, a union marked by disputes and eventual separation. Burt had 1 son, Quentin Anderson Reynolds, with whom he shared a close bond despite his troubled personal life. His post-Gunsmoke career had its highs and lows. Although he became a Hollywood icon with hits like Smokey and the Bandit, financial mismanagement, and failed business ventures led him to declare bankruptcy in the 1990s. Burt's later years were marked by health issues, including heart problems, and he passed away on September 6, 2018, at the age of 82, from a heart attack. Despite his larger-than-life persona, Burt often spoke of loneliness and regret, making his life story as poignant as it was legendary. Woodrow Chambliss brought life to Lathrop, the cantankerous yet endearing character he portrayed in Gunsmoke in 1957 at the age of 43. A seasoned stage actor before his television debut, Woodrow's career never fully flourished after Gunsmoke. He appeared sporadically in supporting roles but struggled to find stability in Hollywood. Off-screen, Woodrow's personal life was marred by tragedy. Married to his college sweetheart, Martha, their union was fraught with financial strain and emotional distance, culminating in a quiet, mutual separation. They had 1 daughter, Clara, who pursued a life far removed from the entertainment world. In his later years, Woodrow lived modestly in a small California town, battling chronic health issues. He passed away on January 8, 1981, at the age of 66, from complications related to diabetes. Known for his dry wit and resilience, Woodrow left behind a legacy of quiet strength and dedication to his craft, even if fame eluded him. George Selk's portrayal of Moss Grimmick, the dependable stable owner in Gunsmoke in 1955, reflected his own steadfast personality. At 62 years old, George brought wisdom and authenticity to the role, though his career in television was relatively short-lived. A family man at heart, George was married to his childhood love, Edith, with whom he shared 2 children, David and Mary. While his family life seemed stable, George faced immense challenges in his later years, including the loss of his wife to illness and estrangement from his son over financial disputes. After retiring from acting, George lived a quiet life, tending to a small farm in Nebraska. Tragically, he passed away on January 22, 1967, at the age of 73, due to complications from a stroke. Despite his brief Hollywood stint, George was remembered fondly by his peers for his professionalism and warmth, qualities that shone through in his portrayal of Moss. Dabbs Greer, a character actor whose gentle demeanor brought warmth to his portrayal of Jonas in Gunsmoke in 1956, was 39 years old at the time. Jonas, a storekeeper, embodied the quiet resilience of a small-town figure often caught in the crossfire of chaos yet never losing his grounding. Dabbs enjoyed a prolific career spanning over 5 decades, but it was marked by personal struggles. Despite his successes, he never married or had children, often citing his devotion to acting as the main reason. He spent much of his later years in solitude, haunted by regret over the family life he never pursued. Greer suffered from kidney failure and heart complications in his final years, passing away on April 28, 2007, at the age of 90. He left behind a modest estate and a legacy of countless roles that endeared him to fans of classic television. His final years were spent in a nursing facility in Pasadena, California, where he often reflected on the bittersweet nature of fame and solitude. Howard Culver, who brought Howie, the hotel clerk in Gunsmoke, 1955, to life at the age of 37, was known for his warm yet reserved on-screen presence. Howie, though a minor character, was pivotal in bridging the stories of the many travelers passing through Dodge City. Culver's real life, however, was far from harmonious. Married twice, his first marriage ended in a bitter divorce, leaving him estranged from his 2 children, Mark and Lisa, who were raised by their mother. His second marriage brought some stability but was plagued by financial struggles as his acting roles dwindled in the 1960s. Culver transitioned to voice work but never regained the prominence he once had. By the time of his death on August 4, 1984, at the age of 66, Culver was living modestly in Southern California. His death from a heart attack came shortly after a quiet, reflective period in which he expressed a longing to reconnect with his estranged family, a wish left unfulfilled. Which character from Gunsmoke is your favorite? How do you feel knowing that some of the cast members have passed away? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoy this kind of content, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for your support.